Scroll through any feed today to find a standardized vision of success. It's a relentless loop of sports cars, private jets, and performing the grind. We are taught that hard work naturally culminates in this kind of display. But this visibility creates a specific kind of vulnerability that most people ignore until it's too late. Publicly broadcasting your success signals to every predator and competitor that you have something worth taking. It paints a target on your back before you've even finished building. In 2017, a crypto investor watched a 100,000 rupee stake turn into 500,000 in just 60 days. This was the peak of his excitement and his greatest mistake. He spent the following weeks posting screenshots and giving interviews, effectively inviting the world into his bank account. Within months, he was buried in tax audits and targeted by physical threats. He eventually liquidated his remaining assets at a loss just to make the attention stop. Fast money often disappears because the noise of its arrival alerts every threat the investor isn't yet prepared to handle. 5 centuries ago, Niccolò Machiavelli observed these patterns of power and destruction. His work, The Prince, analyzed the cold mechanics of survival among predators. The church banned his writings, and governments burned his books because they revealed truths meant only for rulers. Today, those same strategies are the quiet foundation of the billionaire class. These rules dictate that to maintain power, you must master the art of being seen by everyone while remaining understood by no one. Machiavelli described a world where the lion's roar only serves to help the hunter find his position. The fox, meanwhile, moves through the brush in total silence. During the Renaissance, a merchant named Francesco lived this philosophy. After his textile business saw record profits, he continued to wear his oldest clothes and work out of a small, dusty shop. When asked about his business, he claimed the market was slow and he was barely managing. This performance allowed him to negotiate better rates from suppliers and grow his empire without alerting his competitors. We see this today in the founder of IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad. He controlled billions, but drove a 15-year-old car and used discount coupons for groceries. Human psychology naturally tilts toward helping the weak, while instinctively looking for ways to sabotage the strong. By downplaying your wealth, you neutralize the envy of others. It grants you the freedom to build a massive operation without anyone feeling the need to stop you. While we look for threats in the public, the most dangerous actors are often those with the most access to our inner circle. A Mumbai startup founder once built a 100 crore company and celebrated by sharing his entire strategic roadmap and revenue figures with his core team. He believed transparency would foster loyalty. Instead, his top executives used that information as a blueprint. They resigned, secured their own funding using his data, and launched a rival firm that bankrupted him within 2 years. True control requires holding the most vital information close. When your next move is hidden from even your closest allies, it cannot be weaponized against you. To understand wealth, you have to distinguish between a monument and a system. A monument is a visible asset, a Ferrari, a high-end watch, or a designer wardrobe. These are designed to signal success to others while they continuously drain capital from your pocket. On the right is a system. These are dividend portfolios, quiet equity stakes, or back-end revenue streams. They are invisible to the public and function to bring money into your account regardless of your daily actions. This is why Warren Buffett lives in the same house he purchased in the 1950s. He is prioritizing the expansion of invisible systems over the purchase of depreciating monuments. History shows that families who built grand palaces often lost their fortunes within 3 generations. The families who controlled trade routes and financial networks are the ones who remained powerful for centuries. Real wealth requires moving away from trading time for currency and focusing entirely on the construction of these unseen financial structures. When you see a social media influencer with millions of followers, the visibility can be easily mistaken for power. But high visibility often comes with high restriction. An influencer's life is curated and dictated by the very audience they appear to lead. The true power resides with the sponsor, the entity whose name is never in the headline, but who buys the reach and writes the checks. They control the narrative without ever having to defend themselves in the public square. If you can see the display of power, you are looking at the product. The person running the game stays behind the curtain. Money is loud, but true wealth remains silent. Winning in this system requires a total divorce from the ego. You have to abandon the desire to prove your status to people who have no impact on your survival. This means leaving the spotlight, ending the broadcast of your wins, and building your operations in the shadows. Absolute freedom thrives when the world has no reason to suspect you possess it. Move in silence, and the empire you build will be yours alone.